And blessings, love. And we honor our divine Taurus solar season, Virgo lunar energy guiding us on this day, this Earth Day. Every day is Earth Day, for we are being on a planet called Earth, hearts beating, lungs breathing, autonomic, digestive, hormonal, reproductive, functioning without consciousness, ears that hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, the vibration that comes through meat flaps in the throat, entering through the ear, vibrating microscopic hairs that send a signal into brain centers where you understand what I'm saying to you, and how is that even possible, and do you consider the possibility of your humanity? This is one of the greatest gifts that was given to me during my own awakening, which is always ongoing. There are constant, consistent awakenings, especially through profound grief and trauma, anger, shock traumas that cause us to awaken to what we can no longer stand for. It's the shock traumas that'll truly blast you open and blast you awake. Who am I? What am I? Where am I? How did I get here? Where am I going? We have to start to ask ourselves the real questions. But before we can ask ourselves questions, we have to get real with what we believe ourselves to be. And I have been at war with this physical body my entire life. We have been cultured to come out of the body and ignore the body, and every sensation is pain and ignore it. And yet my coming back to the body, learning to nourish and nurture the body, exploring deep self-resentments and self-harm practices over many years. Unwinding out of self-harm takes many years of deep intentional reprogramming of the way we treat ourselves and what is nourishing to me and nurturing to me. These deep sacred principles of the feminine earth that belong to us all, rewiring consciousness around what we believe to be feminine, masculine. The binary has been so warped in our human consciousness that we're at war with the binary, war with words. Words are violence. And when we look at how violent we actually are to our own selves and the way we speak to our own selves through our own mind, you're the only one that knows how you speak to yourself in your own mind. And coming back to this body, the power of Taurus energy, remembering yourself as one with the earth, as part of the earth, born from the earth, born from the earth. You may have been born from a womb of a human being that could not see you, could not hold you, could not honor you, could not be with you. You may have never even known this person, which is one of the greatest griefs you could be coming to this earth with. One of the greatest griefs that can also open us into learning to really, truly understand and honor and anchor what it means to be a mother within our own selves. This is the returning to her within the self, the feminine principle, the feminine aspect of God, the goddess. Taurus solar energy, Venus in Taurus, Mercury in Taurus, Taurus in medical astrology ruling the throat chakra and the throat body parts. Feeling the throat, feeling the vibration, feeling yourself say, I am a human being, I am. Try it with me now. I am a human being, I am. Born from the body of another human being, the miracle of your creation, the future self brought through these people. You are the sovereign being within the self, even as we are oppressed, suppressed into this deep, dark depression. Wanting to learn how to live before I die. Wanting to learn how to be in this body before I die. To stop harming myself and cutting myself and starving myself and giving myself away. Drinking into oblivion. Addiction into oblivion. So we are already practicing magic in our addiction. Hiding from our magic. Repetitive actions to no longer feel the sensation. I don't desire to feel the pain. I don't want to look at that any longer. But it's always there with us. And we cannot sidestep the grief, and we cannot sidestep the trauma, and the grief will never leave us. It will only transform through the alchemical power of our own shining light, using solar energy to truly look at the things that have harmed me and are harming me and how I'm harming myself. The Earth Mother energy. It's in the darkest, deepest, blackest, darkest nights of my soul. Rock bottom darkness, screaming into the earth, literally on the earth, in the ocean, under the water, on the earth, screaming my fucking head off. Help me, help me. I'm ready to be seen by thee. Speaking to my own self truly, but calling to the center of the earth, the heart of the one, the center of the earth, the center of the earth, and feel your heart and how your heart beats without your consciousness. It beats without your consciousness. And I can breathe into this space, and I can bring consciousness into this space, and I can breathe my inhale, expanding the abdomen, expanding the belly, expanding the abdomen. Breathing into the space that I've sucked in my entire life, the space that I've closed off and held off and hid for so long. The belly harm, the belly hatred, the fat phobia, the self-loathing, the self-harm, the body hatred that they bred into us. Reclamation of our relationship to the physical body, nourishing and nurturing the physical construct is one of the biggest ways that we will continue to rebirth the new earth from within. We are the new earth. In every thought and every action and every intention and every willingness. It's fucking bleak as fuck out there, but it's also bright and beautiful. And we have 2 lines to visualize. And there are so many human beings that are so harmed and so oppressed and in such a dark place right now. And if you can see the other side, that you can also see the brightness and the beautiful aspects of your humanity, that's part of your privilege right now, to continue to nourish and nurture that part of yourself. Your self-care is a sacred act that benefits all life on earth, and that is what Taurus energy truly has brought into this life for me, and is being offered to all humans now. The solar energy, Venus energy, Mercury energy, all of that combined with Uranus and Taurus as well, and the far reaches of your highest mind. What am I doing here with myself? And who taught me how to hurt myself and harm myself and ignore myself? And am I willing to learn to nourish myself and nurture myself instead of continuing to harm myself? Being in this body, acknowledging this body in whatever ability you have at this time, visualizing your heart and soul in this body. Bring yourself back home. Call the light into your being and your body every single day. Allow Taurus solar energy to penetrate the cells of your heart and mind. Realizing you are connected to Source always as one. You are never alone. You are connected heart center causally into the heart center of the earth, and you can call to her and ask to be healed and ask to be connected. Hands on the earth, feet on the earth, touch the earth. Visualize yourself connected to the heart-centered soul of the earth, and realize you are also connected, crown to the center of the universe, the center of the central 7th sun. That is why you are able to understand you are a miracle simply for being on earth. You have simply forgotten. You must turn the highest mind on by nourishing and nurturing the physical body. And if you have the privilege to make better choices for yourself in this life, then please decide, what privileged choices do I have? The ability to choose to eat differently, drink differently, to even have access to clean water is such a privilege in this world. You have to start to look at that even in your self-harm and your depression and your addiction, there is still privilege in there. And look at that, I can use all of this energy in a different way. And even if the people abandoned you and continue to harm you and continue to keep you down, there is still a spark of light within your own heart and soul. You're seeing this purposefully. As the train goes off, you are seeing this purposefully. Everything in our entire lives led into this moment. And I truly believe that. The part of my heart and soul that urges me forward to continue to share my journey and my fear and the things that have really hurt me and harmed me and helped me. Whatever that is, that impulse within lives inside of you as well, and you are determined as fuck to continue to live. You want to be here even though something is so homesick to get the fuck off this planet. Something is so hurt within us that I'd rather just die than continue to look at this. It's becoming so challenging and so hard, and being a human being is so unbearable most of the time. So how do we continue to help ourselves remember? And that's returning to nature every single day. That's how I remember. That's how I remember, because the patterns of my own self-harm and self-loathing and the desire to die has been so much more consistent in my life. So I revert back to that place so often when things become so challenging and things are shut down and taken away and having to spend time with people. Everybody is grieving and everybody is traumatized in some way right now and don't even know it. Some people don't even know it. And that's tension, the fucking tension that's in this human body right now. This is the gateway into remembering. The gateway into remembering. This is my body. My body is scared, and my body is hurt, and my body is tense, and my body is sore. So will you listen? And will you hold her? And will you hold? I was gonna say harm. Will you harm yourself? Will you continue to harm yourself by ignoring yourself? Where do you feel the tension in your body, the most tension? And have you touched that part of your body before? Acknowledging the tension patterns, especially along the lateral outer aspect, right? The tricep into the posterior outer shoulder. This is one of the biggest anchors of tension in the human body. What if you did this 100 times? What if you did this 1,000 times instead of cutting yourself, right? The coracoid process of the scapula. This is underneath this space is a huge anchor for so many muscles, including your bicep, your pectoralis major, coracobrachialis, the pec minor that's underneath the large pectoralis muscle. The pec minor also attaches to the coracoid. What would happen if you did this 200 times? As a meditation rosary for the soul, coming back to the heart and soul, praying to my own being in my body. Sternal tension, feeling the septum and the line of the two parts of the sternum that come together. There's a bone, center part of that bone, and you can follow it all the way down. And you'll feel energy moving up your neck. Come to your solar plexus. This is a literal conglomeration of sympathetic nerve fibers. Part of your fight or flight mechanism gets trapped in there. Trapped in fight or flight. Trapped in I'm gonna fucking fight you, run away, or freeze. Most of us are actually fawning right now, pretending like everything's okay while we're in this traumatic time of existence. What would happen if you did this 100 times? Digestion runs clockwise. And where do you feel the most tension? In the abdomen. Where do you feel that IBS, muscle pain, sharp shooting pain? Where do you feel the tension and the pain of the nervous system in your muscular system? And will you get to know yourself? Will you touch yourself? Will you realize that you can rewire your own human through your own human actions, words, and thoughts? Being, teaching ourselves a new way of being, teaching ourselves a new way of being a human. Or we can continue to pattern out and harm ourselves and ignore ourselves and die in our 60s. Whatever you like, we can choose what we desire. Even in the darkest, blackest night of the soul, I have a choice to not give up. And if you'd like to learn more about self-exploration and self-healing, which is free, you can visit my website at boundariesarebeautiful.com, or you can visit my YouTube channel, which I'm very proud of over many years of my healing, Research Tessa Ridley. I love you.